Buddy? What's happening? Oh, rubby butt. Rubby butt. Woo! Alright, hello. Welcome to Used to Be a Problem, where we rub the dog butts. So, Finger had a great day. What are they doing after hours right now? They hit 565 as an intraday high. And... where are you? Resting easy at 544, so still 8 cents above the doom level where shorts had shorted 180 million shares or something like that at $5.36 and below. They are incredibly losing money right now. The float's only, how big's the float? Let's look at things up here because I should have done this before the show, but now we are looking up. Float is 26.8 million, and there's at $5.36 there's like 180 million short shares. Crazy, absolutely nuts. So yay, let's let that sucker do some crazy times, right? Anything else happening today? Monica, of course, has abandoned her seat. And, well, Bed Bath & Beyond. Some other things got filed showing that Ryan Cohen's still part of it. There's an interesting tweet from Overstock today. Let's look at this one for a sec and just kind of see what it is they're doing. Oops, that's the wrong one. This one. Okay. So, bam. Chrome. Okay, so Overstock sends out a tweet. Thanks, NASDAQ, for helping us celebrate this exciting news for Overstock and Bed Bath & Beyond. It's a picture of the NASDAQ board in Times Square saying, NASDAQ congratulates Overstock's acquisition of Bed Bath & Beyond's brand and other IP, showing Overstock and Bed Bath & Beyond. You notice there's something in the window right there. Something right there in the window. And so this guy, John Hannibal Smith, asks, what's that little fella in the window between Bed Bath and brand? Kind of looks like a teddy bear. And Overstock says, we're following the situation very closely. What could possibly be going a teddy bear in the window? Weird. Is there a company called Teddy that might have something to do with picking up assets that are related to Bed Bath & Beyond and Bye Bye Baby? Scroll down to even more reply with bear emojis. Okay. I'm scrolling. I'm not seeing. Did I go on the original tweet then? Checkmate. Oh, there's bears. Okay. Bears. Oh, let's see what Overstock did itself. We go to replies. So there it is. Looking very closely. Oh, there you go. That picture shows a teddy. And there's some bears. Is that a teddy bear in the window? It's hard to tell, but looking at it very closely. Look at the situation very closely. They seem to be all tidied up there, huh? Oh, wait. You know what? This actually might work out because I haven't done a first intro yet. So this will, when I go back to the screen, it's going to be first intro, not second intro, even though I'm accidentally doing a first intro. Second intro. It's first intro. So there. Just realizing, stupid idiot, I haven't seen it. But you know what, Monkey? Look at me up right now. And ta-da! First intro, totally intentional. Anyway, those are the two big stories of the day today: is Overstock and Bed Bath, and then finger motion, finger blasting away there, just getting up in there. So let's see what happens tomorrow. We could be having a little gamma because they close some options in the money on Friday. But if it continues tomorrow, might see a little gamma ramping happen. They did start writing $8 calls. They only had up to $7, and now they're writing $8 calls for finger, which, see where it goes. Okay. Squamps. As a geologist, how many rocks a year do you eat? Round to the nearest hundredth. Intentionally or unintentionally? If I do eat rocks, I microdose it in like my lettuce greens and things like that. Just get washed enough. But if you're hungry, I guess swallow some rocks, that'll rattle on your belly, and you can have a little Gatling gun in the bathroom when you're done. Hope Merchant, Houston. I would like to nominate a new tier membership list, The Roommate. This tier allows for access to Houston's bathroom for poopies, leech internet, Wi-Fi, and access to wardrobe. And also, just make it so that my show turns into max headroom pixelated screens by just downloading terabytes of video games. Kelly Reed, Janet Yellen says a risk of a recession is not off the table yet, so they're going to actually try and call the depression a recession. Further moving the goalpost doesn't fix the problem. That, and we got our first data coming in that commercial real estate's dipped, what was it, 8% in the last month? A lot more homes are entering the market. They're lasting for longer for sale. A lot of Airbnbs, people are trying to get selling their homes now for what they can, because I think they know that in a year they're not going to be able to get what they can out of it, and they'll be even more underwater. Airbnb vacancies are like 50% right now. And if you are an Airbnber in Florida, you are absolutely effed in the A. Hotel occupancy is down like 50%. We're talking 50-60% occupancy overall in hotels, which extends to Airbnbs. Tourism numbers have collapsed. Florida real estate is going to take a huge hit. I was talking with Julio that a lot of Northerners, a lot of people from Massachusetts and New York who moved down during COVID are like, you know what, we're out, moving back east. Speaking of back east, New York, upstate New York got an entire summer's worth of rain in one day, and has absolutely just eviscerated the landscape. Roads washed out, houses flooded, people missing, just a lot of brutalness. So keep those folks in your thoughts. Flash flooding like this, deluge rainstorms outside the norm of like a jet stream progression or outside the norm of a tropical storm are going to become more regular. We will see hotter summers, longer periods of drought, and when the rain does come, it comes and just wipes out everything. That's kind of what we're looking at as our future, our climatological future here. So be prepared and hope we get a more robust electrical grid that can handle the amount of air conditioning we're going to need, because it's getting hot. It's getting really hot. Florida has had the hottest week it's ever had. The wet bulb temperature, I think, has been above 100 degrees every day this past week in southern Florida, which, usually your air temperature gets mitigated by the ocean because you have shorter daylight periods in the tropics. You got about 12 hours of daylight, 12 hours of darkness. Well, it is generally warmer than the rest of the country. The heat doesn't seem to build up as much. But water temperatures off of South Florida are like 95 degrees. It's insane. This is bathtub water. This is going to cause bleaching of coral reefs. It's going to cause mass fish die-offs. Everything's going to overheat. It's like, go take a dip in the water and it's not refreshing because it's still like 95 degrees in the water. Ugh, not fun. Kelly Reed, Houston. When everything comes crashing down and our national and you're on national television, what we say to everyone as to why this happened and could have been avoided. I will have said that private equity will ruin the world if we let them. So let's not let them. Their need for short-sighted gains will absolutely destroy society as we know it. Hi, cat. Can you go up and say hi? Yeah? No, I'm just going to sit there. You sit there like a little blob. Okay. Kitty, look. Look there. Go right there. Cat. Oh, monkey's coming. You come up here. Cattail karaoke. Cattail karaoke. That's what I'm going to say on national television. Will be that. Super Batman. When I will make an appearance on national TV if I ever have to like zoom in for a interview. And right now his butt's in the way of the questions, so I don't know what's coming next. But all right, you want me to move this cat? You want to move the red vine's gonna move back up here, and you can just lay down the captain's hat. There you go. All right, there you are. Look at you. Look at you, you fat little boy, huh? Yeah. But yeah, for private equity, we could put a stop to it. We could say, hey, no more short selling. And we could say, hey, if your company has loans out, you cannot give bonuses to your executives. Something like that. Like it would stop vulture capitalism. So stop these companies from going in, doing leverage buyouts for huge amounts of loans, right? They've no intention of ever paying. They take out more loans, paying themselves huge bonuses, and then sending the company off into Chapter 7 and walk away with all the cash. I would say that if you take over a company and you take out a bunch of loans to do it, that you cannot pay yourself any bonuses. Done. No bonuses, no pay raises. You get minimum wage or something until you're done, until you get the company profitable again. You just can't. So that would end this vulture capitalism, leverage buyout, predatory private equity and hedge funds. Eliminate naked short selling. Just make it so impossible for them to make any money off of tearing these companies apart. They just can't do it anymore. Done. And Kelly Reed, what is some words of advice you would give to the younger generation trying to make it in these hard times? Words of advice, younger generations trying to make it in these hard times. Learn how to cook ramen. Javier. Oh, sorry. Jason Blackwell. Hey, Houston. The dean approached me with my report card and said I'm a failing atrocity. I told him that I never took atrocity. Javier. Good day, Houston. Mariners beat up my Astros. Seattle looked pretty good. Seattle's right about where they were last year, just kind of bumping around 500 at the All-Star break. And then after the All-Star break, turned it on and made it to the playoffs. So maybe, fingers crossed, this will be the launch and off point. They're going to become a solid team again. But home run derby's tonight, isn't it? I'll have to go work, so I'll be missing it. Javier, I'm not a financial advisor, but I don't know why people don't straddle on stocks like SPY or QQQ. Been a winning strategy for the past month. Depending on what the inflation numbers are this week, SPY may have another freakish run in it because it's only really 5 companies, not 500 like they're supposed to be. It's mostly 5 companies. And everyone has bubble creation they want to continue and pretend like everything's fine. Sure, the housing market, commercial real estate market are collapsing. Sure, deposits are way down. Sure, cost of living has skyrocketed and come unaffordable. Sure, we've got food insecurity. Sure, we have a cartel that operates oil and gas, and they're trying their best to just steamroll everybody. But you know what? The Federal Reserve pumped more money into the market. Woohoo! Compounding all the inflation problems they're already having. Justice Stewart, hey Houston, happy birthday. Can we ban at Bo Got Smoked yet? Don't mind freedom of speech, but he annoys me modding for you. We'll see what he says today. But, Let's do also. Houston intro's off. Like and subscribe, everyone. Have a good show. Intro is off, even though I accidentally did the first intro. But that works out because I was going to have to do that anyway. Chris Holcomb. Hey, Houston. Bought some IEP after you first mentioned it, and after doing some DD, looking great today, up 20% after Carl Icahn untied his loans from the stock. Yeah, Icahn is definitely screwing with Hindenburg at this point. It went up to $30-something. Where did it end up today? 34.69. So it went up almost $7 today. Not too shabby. Not too shabby indeed. Stephanie L. Hey there, it's been a chance. Is there a chance FINRA can put a U3 halt on BBBYQ squeeze? Probably not. Like the reason for the U3, well, the reason that FINRA gave for the U3 was under the guise that, oh, we're not going to have settlement on this. They won't have that with BBBY. And if they leave bankruptcy, it's because they're solvent, they have a plan for their restructuring, and they've got a viable future. So you wouldn't want to do a halt on that. So I don't think they would have a way they could do a halt that would pass a sniff test with anyone. I mean, granted, they could try whatever they want, but there's some serious billionaires involved in this one, and I don't think they could chance that for this. Chris Holcomb, have you heard the Pete Sessions recording yet? I saw there was one. I've not heard it yet. Hey, fat boy. I heard that his slides are up on the MMTLP press website. So you're just such a fat man. I just got to pet you. Sorry, let's get distracted by the cat because he's just such a chunky little guy. You just gotta just look at the glistening coat and how just what a fat little tail wagger he is, huh? Yeah. Look at you, fat little guy. Yeah. All right. Sorry. P Sessions. He does seem to be the only elected official who's saying anything. I'm hoping it's not lip service and he's actually trying to do something about it. But the fact that he had slides prepared, that's a great sign, if you ask me. So everybody, seriously, keep talking to your elected officials. Press them on it. Keep talking to them. Get them to acknowledge your existence. If they've got town halls, usually in August, there's lots of town halls in August especially, because that's the month that everyone has off. Go to those town halls, ask them explicitly about MMTLP, FINRA, and the U3 halt, and get them thinking about it. They'll have some aide who will be there, who may have to follow up with you, approach them, whatever. Just ask. And if you go, have like 5 of you in the audience, sit in different areas, so it looks like completely independent people raising the question, and just hammer away. Like, yeah, that guy asked about MMTLP. I am also an MMTLP investor, and I'm very curious about your opinion on whether FINRA, under its capacity as a self-regulatory organization, should have immunity from when they use their own powers to manipulate the stock market. Blah, 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 blah. Just hit them. Write some questions down, put them on a card, have them ready for yourself, and spend like all of August annoy him. Right, little chunky man? Yeah. Little furball. You little Batman. I am the knight. Okay. Joel Dawes, AST received my next bridge shares from Fidelity. How long did it take, Joel? Is that positive? I mean, they found some shares for you. Some people I know have filed like in February and still haven't gotten them. Other people got them right away. Some folks filed and they got rejected by AST because they didn't actually send real shares. So I'm very curious to see how long it took you. Pedro Carvalho. Good evening, Houston. Greetings from Mallorca. Oh, hello. Hopefully, Marius and I will be there maybe next spring. We're hoping to do this fall, but I don't think we're going to get the grant money to film by then. Case Chapman, what's up? Happy birthday. My wife has a question she wanted me to ask. With scientists saying the weather is hotter this year than expected, she wanted to know how close the movie The Day After Tomorrow is to the truth. What's to come? Some of the stuff in Day After Tomorrow kind of works out. Other things don't. Like, remember when they had like the cold tornadoes like came out of the sky and everything just flash froze? That's not probably what's going to happen. They said, oh, like, I think it was the air from the tropopause came down. It's super cool, everything. Tropopause is known among climate scientists for being weird because it's actually where the temperature goes up, because that's where a whole bunch of highly eject particles kind of decay in the atmosphere and warm everything up. So if air does come from down there, it's going to be freakishly warm, so it wouldn't cause flash freezing. But we can get a northern hemisphere mini ice age as a result. And that is from flash melting of the Greenland ice caps. It would dump enough fresh water into the northern Atlantic that the freezing temperature of the ocean gets lower. It gets warmer. That's because fresh water floats on top of salt water. So if a whole bunch of fresh water dumps off of Greenland, and it'll cause, yes, sea levels to rise, but also all that fresh water won't necessarily mix with the salt water. It'll float on top. And when the temperatures get colder, that water would freeze over in the wintertime, effectively shutting down the Gulf Stream current, bringing a lot of the warmth that keeps Northern Europe from becoming an ice ball itself from getting there, and Northern Europe may become an ice ball. So they can have some real weird climate reactions from overall warming in that effect. How long it would last, I don't know, but it'd be weird for sure. Joel Dawes, can anyone tell me about this if it goes to a settlement agreement? Because I have NextBridge shares, I will or will not be able to get paid. Well, Rosa's probably won't go to a settlement agreement. She just wants info from them, and they couldn't settle and be like, we won't give you info, but we will give you X. Like, there's no, it's either you give us what we want or court says no. So, oh, and there goes the reset of the chat. Okay. Pedro Carvalho. Houston, from 1 to 10, in your unbiased opinion, what are the chances AMC going bankrupt, and why is Ryan Cohen taking so long with GME? 1 to 10, like 10 being bankrupt, 1 not being bankrupt. 4. I do think that the plan they have would be a way to pay off their debt. Now, what happens after they pay off their debt is totally up to how Adam Aaron and company raise the funds to pay off their debt. If they do a direct sale at market to all investors, cool. If they sell specifically only to certain hedge funds, just like they've done every single time up until this point, then the hedge funds will destroy the company all over again. They'll use the great credit they have to basically bleed them dry, take out a bunch of loans, pay themselves huge bonuses, short the company like crazy, and then let it set sail into bankruptcy land and walk away. So that's, they got 2 options. If they sell out market, I'll be totally bullish. If they sell directly to hedge funds, I will be as bearish as you can possibly get. Justice Stewart, hey, Jason, I agree with climate change due to excess CO2, but is the sun also getting hotter? Read an article about that as well. Just curious if that also affects like the cycles of the Earth. The sun does vary in how much heat it produces, but it's not that noticeable. So we've experienced drastic rise in temperature the past 50 years. We've not had a year below the 20th century mean since 1978. So every year since 1978 has been warmer than the rest of the 20th century. When we have solar cycles, like you'll hear people talk about sunspots, the Maunder minimum. These are the number of sunspots that make an appearance And the weird thing is that the more sunspots you have, the warmer the sun is, even though sunspots are a cool place on the sun. So, like, you see a dark spot in the sun, it's not that it's like a black dot, it's that it's not as hot as the rest of the star, so it looks really dark in comparison. And when we have a whole bunch of sunspots, like a freakish number of them, the sun is warmer. It seems weird, but this is because the heat given off of the filaments, the highly charged particles that bounce between sunspots, because sunspots are north and south pole, and as they move around and get close to each other, you'll have particles fly back and forth between the two because it's a big magnetic field. Those are highly energized, and those produce a lot of heat and send a lot of energy out into space. And so we get actually more heat off of a highly active sun during the sun cycle every 11 years. And but like the amount that it's more active is like, it's like a it'd be like taking the Hoover Dam, right? This giant Hoover Dam, and you put a dime on top. That's how much thicker the Hoover Dam becomes. That's the difference in temperature you get between minimums and maximums of solar activity. So it doesn't really matter that much. A lot of folks would like to point to a Maunder minimum being why the mini ice age happened in the Dark Ages in medieval times, but that was more likely due to gigantic volcanoes pumping out a lot of ash during those years. It was the year 557 was the most miserable year to ever live. Is that the year it was? Like the temperature never got above like 40 degrees Fahrenheit in Europe. Crops failed. Everyone starved to death. What was that? What year was that? Oops. 536. Sorry, 536. The worst year to be alive. So it was a leap year starting on Tuesday, Julian calendar. 2018 medieval scholar Michael McCormick nominated 536 as the worst year to be alive because of extreme weather events probably caused by volcanic eruption earlier in the year, causing average temperatures in Europe and China to decline, resulting in crop failures and famine for well over a year. Other researchers have noted additional adverse events during the year, including a mysterious fog, possibly due to volcanic eruption. So there's a book about it. I've not read the book. I guess Michael McCormick wrote the book. I would like to read it. Just talked about just what utter misery people on planet Earth lived through in 536, and that the fact that some of humanity managed to survive and continue to thrive was as much of a oddity as anything else. So it's volcanic winter. So it's a volcano erupted in Iceland in 536. That's before people got to Iceland. So Iceland had no humans there. So they think it was a volcano in Iceland, just judging from ashfall levels. Yeah. So, woo! So extreme weather. So they think there's 3 different volcanoes that may have erupted. So Krakatoa may have had an eruption. One Iceland may have had eruption, and Ilopango in El Salvador also erupted. So they had 3 gigantic volcanic eruptions that pumped out a lot of ash and basically just covered the entire planet in ash that year. So there you go. What was I going there? I was talking about heat cycles. That's right. The atmosphere seems to have more to do with it. So, like, if we were to eliminate complex molecules from our atmosphere, this means anything beyond elemental molecules, like oxygen, O2, nitrogen, N2, things like that. If we were to remove water vapor, methane, or methane, as people in the UK like to call it, carbon dioxide, complex molecules are made up of more than one element. Those are your greenhouse gases. They will hold heat, reflect it back in the earth. They're insulators. Whereas simple molecules, ones that are elemental like O2, N2, do not. They let infrared heat pass right through, back and forth. So if we were to remove all complex molecules from our atmosphere, the daily average high temperature will be 18 degrees Fahrenheit, and the daily average low would be minus 170. Is because no warmth will be maintained. Basically, sun beats down, some things kind of warm up, but a lot of heat loss happens due to light being reflected and so on. And at nighttime, any warmth maintains in like the surface of a rock or a tree or whatever would radiate back into space almost immediately, pass right through the atmosphere, end up in space, and it would be an ice ball. So we owe the fact that we are not an ice ball to the complex molecules we have, to our water vapor, our methane, our carbon dioxide, etc. And we only have a smidge. Like our atmosphere is 99% O2 and N2 and 1% other stuff. And that 1% other stuff is mostly like argon and helium, right? So we don't have, we just have a fraction, tiniest fraction of a percent of water vapor, methane, and carbon dioxide is the entire reason we're not an ice ball. So you take that tiny fraction of a percent and you pump it up even just a little bit, it has a way bigger effect than the little bit of heat coming off the sun. It is way more important. It's like you're cold at night, so you have a blanket on you, right? You're like, oh, brr, I'm cold. I'm gonna wear a blanket. Oh, I'm a little bit better. I'm comfortable now. And someone comes along and puts another blanket on top of you, like, whoa, I'm really warm. It takes one more blanket, and you can overheat. You can get too insulated. So that's what we're doing to our planet. We're just over insulating ourselves. We're putting on one too many blankets at the moment. And our response to that is to use AC, which adds another blanket. So, oops. Welcome to the future, huh, Fatty? Oh, yeah. You got a little blanket. You walk around your blanket on you all the time. Yes, you do. You're like a little blanket. Fuzzy little blanket guy. Okay. Just do it. Anyone watch the Home Run Derby tonight? Getting amped up. I love watching the Home Run Derby, except I'll be at work. Justin Stewart's got the link for it. Joel Dawes, 2 weeks. That's not so bad. All right. Should get to get his shares registered. Meatball Candy transferred to AST with 0 fees. Took 3 weeks. Park Life. If they naked short, why is cost to borrow important? I think because when they naked short, they do end up borrowing. It's just an indirect borrowing. So you can go to someone and say, hey, I want to borrow your shares. Sure, this will be this much up front, and this will be the interest rate for every month or year you have the shares. So you can do it that way. And if you naked short, you sell, and your brokerage goes to clear, and like, I need the shares. And you don't have the shares, they go, oh, shit. Well, I guess I got to take shares from this person, lend them to you, and I can close this transaction now. I'm not sure what the interest rate is on that transaction, or if it's just you got 13 days to close this position, or we're going to hurt you, but then it gets extended 35 days and they do a swap and then whatever. I'm not sure if interest is being paid on that the whole time. Be curious to find out if there is. Sorry, I had to wake up early and go move gravel for my dad, and I'm long day. Okay. Justin Stewart, Houston, please go to the All-Star game once in a lifetime to be in your area. Second in my lifetime happened in 2001. I got to go. I went to the All-Star, what do they call it, Kat? The Fan Fest. I did that in 2001. Did not do it this time around. Sisters in town and we're visiting with family and just didn't have a chance. But it was crazy. So I remember going to the Fan Fest in 01, and I brought my little sister along, and we went. She was like 10 at the time. And that was before my elbow injury, so I was throwing heat. So when I went to the pitching machine, I was throwing like 93, 94 in the radar gun. People were like, holy crap. And then they had batting cages, and they said that the balls were like 60 miles an hour. The balls are going like 100 plus. That's like, trying to hit, like holy cow. And the girl who was responsible for putting the ball in the machine in, the machine is one of those ones you put like 30 balls in and it feeds them, right? But she's doing one at a time. So she's putting one, and it's like donk 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 through this like tube, donk 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 donk, hits the wheels, like just made this most terrifying sound. She's like, no, it's only going like 60 miles an hour, and everyone in line's like, no, that thing's like breaking triple digits. I could not. My timing was terrible because I'm trying to watch that ball bounce around like a pinball in that tube, and then finally spit out randomly. I could not hit a ball. Okay, I'm not a hitter anyway, but yeah, that's what I remember from the 2001 All-Star Fan Fest. But yeah, it's in Seattle again. Second time in 22 years. Pretty exciting. The 2001 game is the one where Tommy Lasorda got knocked ass over tea kettle on a ball down the third baseline. That was pretty funny. Oh man, 2001 was a good year. That was a good year. Mariners the best team. Had the All-Star game. And then 9/11 happened. That wasn't very good. But before then, we're having a great year. But yeah, I don't have the game. I don't have the money to go to the All-Star game. It's all in finger right now. Bed Bath and Beyond. Okay. Mega Tinfoil Mondays. Alex, if I swear they're fucking with us. People got jokes for anything. It's true. Austin Yaklich, they also posted it on Threads app, and Bed Bath & Beyond retweeted it. Interesting. Macroeconomic after party. But would the person running their Twitter account have any insider info? Also, if you watch the live stream, that window is reflective of another big screen nearby. My guess is that you have somebody who's in charge of social media. When a company that big, you have an entire social media department built into your marketing, PR, whatever, and they probably know what's going on. And somebody higher up is like, "This is what's happening. You get this?" And they go, "Totally," and they follow those rules. So I have a feeling that the Twitter people know exactly what's happening because the marketing people know, the PR people know, and the higher ups know. Owen Saunders, hi pal. I still find it strange that nothing came from the GME dividend fuckery. Also, why doesn't RC just start MOAS? He has capability. That I don't know. He's allowed to purchase another 10% of GameStop. He purchased another 400,000 shares last month, but he still has a chance to get another 30 million. So, Ryan, care to buy another 30 million shares anytime soon? Just jack the volume through the roof. I don't know what's holding him back. Come on, don't use this for your circumvent to pull up a double intro. Jimmy D, Houston, what's up with Jimmy D again? My boomer family can't stop praising him. Very cringe. He's a conspiracy theorist weirdo who's an anti-vax grifter and an unrepentant, horrible drug addict for a long time. Cheated on his wife with 30 plus women, gave her hepatitis C, and then convinced his wife to commit suicide. And then she did. That's not really somebody I want as a president, I'll be honest. Like I think we can find better people than junkies who convince their wives to kill themselves after they cheated on their wife and gave them hepatitis C. just seems like we can do better as a society, and I think we should do better as a society. Also, like, do you really want to listen to his voice on TV for 4 years? I certainly don't, especially when unscientific drivel's coming out of that voice the entire time. And me complaining about it will probably result in my getting the same vocal problems someday. But if that happens, I wouldn't want to listen to me as president either. What got smoked? The summer in Florida, of course, hotel occupancy is down. Well, it's not peak season. Wintertime is peak season, but it's down compared to occupancy this time last year, which, was still coming out of COVID. So it's down even more. There should be much more of a renaissance happening. Bleh. 8319. What exactly is private equity? What are all entities are involved? Private equity essentially is hedge funds. You have these groups that pool their money together to make plays. That's what a hedge fund is. You join a hedge fund. You pay your $1 million minimum to join that hedge fund, and then they use that money to invest equity elsewhere. So that's private equity. There's family funds that do it too. There might be other institutions that do similar things, but generally when we're talking about private equity, we're talking about like the Masters of the Universe hedge fund guys. Pete Panagiotis. Panagiotis? Pete Panagiotis. Panagiotis. I'm probably butchering that no matter how I try it. MMTLP question. If the entire listing of MMTLP was illegal, then why do we expect to get paid other than just getting our money back? My guess is because it's one of those too late. Like, they fucked up in the beginning, and because they fucked up in the beginning and started trading and then obeying market forces during that trading, that it was too late. Had they like squashed it and said, whoa, this shouldn't have been trading, so let's stop this. We got notified by the parent company that this shouldn't be trading, so we're gonna freeze this, and if it's in your account, it's gonna stay in your account. If they'd done a halt that way, we've been like, oh, okay, that's originally what the prospectus said during the merger. Instead, the parent company said, hey, this shouldn't be trade, and FINRA's response was, too late. It is. So that's why it went from something that shouldn't trade to something that traded and tough titties. You have to follow what we do. Scott Lumley, Houston. My family is trying to tell me that I might be addicted to drinking brake fluid. It's okay, though. I can stop at any time. Kitty, I need a moment with your fat belly. Just let me pet your fat belly, and we'll just center our chi, right? Oh, there it is. Oh, full access to fat belly. Yes. Oh, so fat. So fat. Okay. All right. Bogot Smoke. Truth and freedom of speech are always first thing to go from those who claim to value them. I mean, that's what Elon's doing, so. Chris Taylor, hello, happy Monday. Hello, Chris Taylor. Julius, Miami, Houston. Big news out of Turkey, NATO today. Yeah, it's official. Turkey gave the green light for Sweden to join NATO. Sweden will become a member of NATO, and now all of Scandinavia and everyone who borders Russia is a member of NATO now. Woo! So, or at least in the European side. I'm sure Kazakhstan would like to join NATO too at this point. They're like, Putin, you're weird. But yeah, Sweden's joined, and that's a big deal, because they and Finland had signed a neutrality agreement with the Soviet Union that they would not join, and Putin's aggression has made them be like, you know what, you are not neutral, so we're out. So they joined, and they got a lot of weapons, a lot of defense contractors in Sweden, just boatloads. Absolute modern marvels come out of there. Iglamon's got the chalupa. Chalupa. That cat's bigger than my dog. Are you bigger than the dog? He's not like he's not a big cat, he's a fat cat. So like for his size, him being 16 plus pounds is really bad. He should be like 10, maybe 12. And like there's bigger cats out there because they're just naturally bigger. But he's a little steroid man. But you know, his coat looks fantastic, doesn't it? Look how shiny that coat is. That's a good shiny coat. Yeah. All the steroids you could want. It's fantastic for your fur, buddy. It's just so shiny. Chris Taylor, hi Houston. Do the IEP shorts know they are fucked yet? I think they're figuring it out. They're like, oh crap. I think what they're hoping for was they write this article crapping on IEP, claiming it's a Ponzi scheme, and then it collapses like the other stocks they wrote about. Well, that was that one in India that collapsed really hard, and it turns out it was totally fraud all the way. It never recovered. I think they're hoping that they publish this thing, the stock drops enough that it destroys any hope in the company, and the company drops even more. But the fact that they're like, yeah, we're still offering a $2 dividend at the end of the quarter really hurt Hindenburg's whole plan. Had IEP like, oh no, we don't have the money to offer $2 dividend, that would have played into their entire role. But ICANN and companies like, you guys are small time hucksters. No, we'll offer $2. We'll offer $2 a core after that. We'll offer $2 off the core after that, in perpetuity, for as long as we exist. As long as they keep paying that $2, then the stock's gonna be worth $50 or more. Even at $50, it's really low. Like at $2, it probably should be about $100 a share. $2 a quarter. That gives you, even 8% returns a year, which is more than most companies could ever hope to get. Jesse, FINRA's in bed with hedge funds. That they are. KYP talking about her tiny little dog. Frozen Derico from hell? What? Comfy sofa. Hey Houston, how about getting Ham Short Killer on video? Sure. Bring Ham Short Killer on. Reminder, Wednesday we're gonna have the guys on who are suing BBig for basically having hedge fund insiders on their company and destroying the company. So we're gonna get the story about all that on Wednesday, probably about 4 or 5 p.m. Pacific time. So it'll be like an hour from now, but on Wednesday. So we'll have them on, and I'll preface they do have a GoFundMe for their legal case because it's very expensive to sue a corporation. So there will be a GoFundMe link if you want to contribute, and they'll probably mention it, and I'll probably put in the chat and everything. So yeah, you can look forward to that. Okay. Park Life. Can the guy who complies the short clips do one just for the jokes so I can watch during breakfast? Watch my soul leave my body in 10-second increments at a time. I'm not sure when Morris is going to be able to get back to doing editing again. He's had some family tragedies happen in the last month and a lot of work. It was a family member passed away and he's had to like do all the estate stuff and funeral planning and all those things. It's a lot of work. So hopefully he can get back to helping edit again. But I totally understand if he can't do it right now. Much love to you, man. Jinja Ninja. Hey, Houston. Update on the land from last week. Apparently 20 acres in KCMO for $200,000 is between a water treatment plant and railroad tracks. This market is stupid. Everything I try to do goes to shit. Okay, yeah. Don't worry. You wait a year. That same crappy piece of land will be like $10K. So we'll probably see it on what's that website? Land Central. Is that what it is? You guys ever been to Land Central? Oops. No, I don't want review. I want landcentral.com. It's owner financed. No. Land. Give me the stupid website, you ding dong. There we go. So, they basically they'll buy land at foreclosure auctions, and then they sell them for let's say a modest profit, but pretty high interest rate owner finance. So you can get chunks of land, but we can go look. We can see what they got here. We can see it's looking New Mexico, Nevada, Missouri, Mississippi. Like a lot of stuff you'll see is not super desirable. Let's look at Nevada, because usually Nevada will have some large chunks of land. So, private lot, 90 minutes from Las Vegas, out in the middle of the desert. Stunning 1-acre property, majestic Nevada wilderness, out in the desert. Perfect 10-acre square, top right corner of Nevada, out in the wilderness. 10 acres, 40 acres near Winnemucca. Ooh. So you can buy a chunk of 40 acres out near Winnemucca. Where's this one? Large property on the Nevada line, 10 acres there. So this is almost 40 acres out near Winnemucca. Ooh, that's 39 acres. Let's see where the map is. Show me the map. Show me the map. Show me the map. Here. Oh, wait a minute. This might be near the rye patch. No, that's rye patch down here. Shoot. I was like, wait a minute. That's gold country. This is the rye patch right here. There's lots of metal detectors go out here and get just boatloads of gold. But you know, so this is the square of land. Actually looks like there's some stuff on the land. Huh, there's some actual buildings here. They're pretty bombed out. But for how much? For $27,859, which you'll have to pay $421.53 a day and $416 for the next 3 years to their owner finance mortgage. You can get this chunk of land out near Winnemucca that perhaps comes with a compound, a totally bombed out compound. But you might be able to have some cars you can park here. Maybe there might be a trailer out there. I don't know. So, you know, maybe you'll find some buried treasure out in that bombed out compound. There you go. Land Central's pretty funky. I like checking them out every once in a while because every once in a while you'll see the weirdest thing. They might have 200 acres in Montana. You're like, wait a minute, that's ranch country. That 200 acres is worth a couple $100,000. They'll pop up every once in a while. So let's see here. What else they got? 30 acres, 40 acres. Where is this? Near Elko, Pershing County. 42 acres in rural Nevada. Okay, what else we got? Second page. Another 40 acres, dream home. It's also in Elko. It's the one in Pershing, because that looks like it's got a hill out there. This one's a little bit cheaper. This one is... Right, it's south of Winnemucca. All right, this is near the rye patch. This actually might be a good one. Ooh, it's on the wash, too. Okay, it's got a wash going right through. That actually might be a great place to do some gold panning. Go out and get a dry wash. No buildings on this one, though. But there's a couple of roads pass through it. That wash coming off that hillside, that to me says gold. Anyway, sometimes they have chunks of land that are just like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of acres. Let's see if we can do. Let's go back to the home page. Advanced search. Just want to look at any size. More than 10 acres. Yes, search land. Want to do largest to smallest. Let's see what the biggest is out there right now. 42 in Nevada. All the big ones are in Nevada. 40 acres. There's Arizona. 40 acres near Tucson. Another 40 acres. Cochise County. Desert Paradise. Outside beautiful city. So these are probably like California City or something. Deserts. Lots of desert chunks. If you want to own a piece of desert, Land Central is the way to go. Get yourself a piece of desert. pay a 20% interest rate through owner financing. Anyway, Stephanie L., if you found $800,000 in cash, no questions asked, what are the top 3 investments you'd make? At $800,000. Calculator time. Let's go to the calculator. Okay. Calculator. First, we're going to go to UPS. Okay. First, we're going to go to the UPS options chain. Because it's really on my mind right now. If there's a strike, if UPS has a strike, we're talking 350,000 Teamsters all going, I'm done. UPS has no business and has no way to make any money. Their stock is going to get hit extremely hard, pretty quick. And if it lasts, it's going to be steadily dropping the entire time. So we look at the options chain. Look at puts right now. Come on, mouse. All right. So this is Monday. This is the weeklies for this Friday. And we look at $180 put. This is 101, right? Paying $101 for that put. If you're at 177, paying $42, 175, paying $18. This starts to get interesting. Because it's bounced off 175 in the last couple of weeks. So let's say it gets to July 28th. You know the strike's going to be happening on August 1st. So that week, there's a strike coming that week. Maybe look at options that are 2 weeks out. So we'll look at 2 weeks from now, just to kind of see what the prices are. Which would be July 21st. Right? So we look at 2 weeks from now. $1.75 is $62. $37 for 172, $21 for 170. Okay. The price could easily drop $10 in like that, right? And you notice that this one's in the money by, what's the stock price at the moment? Why don't you show me the stock price? 181.25. So 181.25. So this is in the money by $1. Oops, wrong way. This is in the money by $1.25 and is worth $284. So if this sucker goes in the money, if it drops $10, $12 that week because of the strike, then you're looking at more than 10x on this investment, right? Because it goes $21 to 200 and whatever dollars. So maybe 15x. These ones, what are just out of the money, if it goes to 170, they'll be worth $18 to $20. Sorry, $180 to $200. So you might get 20x out of these. Cool. So if you have $800,000, you can get like $16 million out of that with these put options. If everything's still breaking down, there's no negotiations happening, and the strike's going to happen. Of course, you could buy the puts that Friday and be like, oh, a strike's going to happen. And then they reach some sort of agreement Sunday night and the strike doesn't happen and the stock price skyrockets and you're out of everything. So that's the total gamble. But I'm going to count on the number of UPS people I know to let me know if it seems like there's going to be something negotiating happening. But if we were to go to the calculator, I'm going to click on you. And let's say you buy weeklies. Let's say it's not even 2 weeks out. We're buying 1 week out. Let's go back. We're buying 1 week out. So this is 1 week out right now. This is for this Friday. And you got something previous Friday. You're buying at 170, let's say. So the price has dropped about $10. So 7 cents. Okay. Chrome off. Calculator on. So you're buying at 7 cents. So $7 a share. You have $800,000. Right? Divide that by 7. It would give you 114,000 put options. That's a ridiculous number of put options. Insane. Let's say the price drops $20. Right? it goes from 182 down to 162, and you're buying at 170. So you're $8 up. So $8 up puts you at $635. So there's 114,000 times 685 bucks would give you $78 million on that put option. If the stock price drops $20 from where it is now by that Friday due to the strike, which is entirely possible. If I had $100,000, I would definitely be looking at July 28th and going, okay, if it seems like the strike's going to happen, I'm getting puts on UPS. A shitload of puts on UPS. So, yeah. And I'm not your friends in here. He works for UPS. So, buddy, if you're going to go on strike, buy puts in your own company. That's what I'm saying right now. Let them pay you to not work. That should be the way it goes. Yeah. So, right, little football. Yeah. So that's number one. Will be totally on my mind. Number two, I would definitely push myself to several thousand shares of GME just to sit there and do their thing. At this point, what did GTII close at today? We're gonna load up the old Fidelity. Loading up the old Fidelity. Come on. So GTII broke $1 today. It sounded like 70-something cents a couple weeks ago. But I wouldn't mind having like 100,000 GTIIs sitting there, just waiting. Because it seems like the federal courts can require Alpine to do something about their short position. And it sounds like the court may force them to close it. If that happens, well, forced buying. That's the way it goes. Because they're no longer allowed to be a FINRA member, I think, because of all the manipulation they've done. So I pick up 100,000 shares of that. You could buy just a screaming amount of BBBBBBYQ right now. And if it drops, it's not... I don't think it's going to at this point. I think it sounds like they're going to come out reorganized. If that happens, you're looking at dollars per share minimum. Not just talking about squeeze stuff. Just it'll be a company that's a $5 billion company, whatever their name happens to be, and there'll be dollars per share on that stock. So it's gonna. I'd be looking at those plays, or you could just $300,000 at IEP. That's it. Was that 34.26? So 800,000 divided by 34.26 gives you. Whoops, that is wrong. 800,000. Oops, that's one too many. Divided by 34.26 gives you 23,350 shares of IEP, which comes out to $93,000 a year if you just want to sit back, relax, and not do anything. That's right there. That's comfortable living for not doing anything. So, yeah. There you go. Okay. That was Stephanie L. And where was I? People talking about dogs. People talking about jokes. Ginger Ninja talking about crappy land. No, I want a crappy land thing. BW Brand did a deep dive on that little submarine today. They had multiple chances to make their design better, and it was always thrown out by Bigwig with no qualifications. A recurring theme for sure. Yeah. I was listening to a guy, I think I might have talked about this. Our local NPR station had an interview with a guy who had been writing a book on OceanGate, and basically saying, this is a disaster waiting to happen. He had most of his book finished, was about to go to publishing when the disaster happened. He's like, well, not everyone's going to write that same book. But they did their testing here in Puget Sound. And And the guy goes into detail about how much money and time they spent trying to destroy the lives of former employees who are whistleblowers. So these former employees, they're, engineers, marine engineers, etc. And they're like, hey, we can't use that window. We can't use this material. It's going to get people killed. This is the problems here. And they would get fired and they would go blow whistles with, the Coast Guard or NTSB, whatever government agency they could. And then OceanGate spent a lot of time and money, like trying to smear these folks on the internet, trying to make so they couldn't get jobs ever again, trying to, destroy their name. And they were right. I mean, every single one of those whistleblowers, what happened was exactly what they said was going to happen, because physics does not care about your confidence. Physics will destroy your confidence whenever, wherever, however. You cannot defeat physics. You must meet and exceed physics demands. And they did not. They just had hubris, and that was about it. Kevin Rainin, happy birthday, you said. Anybody see the picture of the bear in the window overstock? Yes, we talked about that. Looks like Ted. Yep. Okay. Jay, the science used to say the Earth was going to freeze in an ice age in the 80s. It's all alarmism and to scare people who watch the news. No, the science did not say that. There was a group of climate scientists, about 10%, who thought iceball Earth was happening. The rest were like, iceball Earth can't happen because we're pumping too much CO2 into the atmosphere. The iceball Earth people, they were basing their hypothesis on the natural cycles that the Earth goes through. We go through glaciations. We have interglacials where all the ice melts and the ocean levels rise and it gets cold again. And this might have to do with carbon cycle. It may have to do with the wobble of the Earth's orbit, because we kind of wobble like a top every 26,000 years. The thing is that we should be entering a glaciation. Things should be getting colder, but they're not. If we were to follow the natural cycles and look back over the last 4 million years of ice ages, we would see that we should now start getting colder. That the hottest time during this current interglacial was about 8,000 or 9,000 years ago. The problem is that temperatures this week broke any possible high temperatures for the entire planet for the last 125,000 years. So basically, since humans started cooking, it's the warmest it's ever been since humans started rotisserie things on an oven, on a stove or a fire. So we should be getting colder, but we aren't, because we've put too much insulating material into our atmosphere, and now we're warming, and the oceans are getting freakishly warm. We are going to kill off so much life with this warmth, and that's that. That's where we are, and we got front row seat to watch the entire planet cook itself to death. So, do what you can while you can, I guess. Jay Geyser. Particle forcing Model 5 rewriting all climate scientists. Weakest Earth magnetic field not helping, and chicken or egg with major pole movement. We do have the poles moving. We don't necessarily know exactly what effect that has on the atmosphere. It will allow in more charged particles momentarily until the pole finally resets. And we don't know how long the flip takes. It must be pretty quick, because there's not much geologic time between when we see magnetic rocks conveyor out in the ocean and how they align north or south. It seems to just be north, south, north, south, north, south. So the best guess we have is that the poles may wander, and then it flips really quick. And all of a sudden the North Pole becomes South Pole becomes North Pole, etc. But if it languishes and the Van Allen belts get really weak, yeah, we can get bombarded with a lot of charged particles, which would warm up other layers of the atmosphere and make things a little bit warmer. That's for sure. Chris Taylor, I watched ICANN, The Restless Billionaire, this weekend, and they noted how he quietly takes up positions until it is large before making it known. RC is quiet now, running the same play. Yeah. You don't announce your plays, you strike. Just like, if you want to learn from, you ever watch those like murder shows and stuff, you don't like say, I'm going to kill you, or you better watch yourself, buddy, or I'm going to get you. You don't telegraph your play. You just disappear the guy one night. That's probably the best way to do it. I had no idea he was the murderer. Took 20 years to figure that out because he never told a soul. If you're going to pounce, you don't announce the pounce. You just do it. You just mess with them. Be like, something's coming. No, you just do it, and then you scare shit out of everybody. And that's seems to be ICANN's method, and that seems to be kind of what RC is doing as well. So they got their little inside jokes and their little tweets and things, but it's all cryptic. It all could be interpreted multiple ways, and the rest of the population has no idea what's going on. So that's how they keep going, right, Cat? Like, Kitty, if you're gonna murder a bird, you don't yell at the bird, "Hey, I'm gonna murder you." You just go out in the yard, you sneak up on it, and you bite its head off, right? That's what you do. That's how you destroy. Seek and destroy, silent running, right? Oh, your scratchy butt. Yeah. Oh. Okay. Chris Taylor, walk quietly, carry a big stick. That's the that was which doctrine was that? Monroe Doctrine. Was that Monroe Doctrine? Speak quietly, carry a big stick. Or was that the saying that Eisenhower had? Crap. Now my history classes are... Roosevelt. Not Eisenhower. Roosevelt. Duh. Teddy Roosevelt is big stick ideology, big stick diplomacy. That's right. Why say Eisenhower? Roosevelt. Dummy. Okay. It's another Teddy. There you go. 2 Teddies. Peach Sunday. You stonk. What's the difference between the mafia and the stock market? One will protect your business. The other will destroy it. All right. Dana Bernard. Check out NCTY. It looks like a double bottom confirmation and wild upside. I threw some cash for the hell of it. I have no idea what NCTY is. NCTY. The 9 Limited. It's at 96 cents. It was at 77 cents today, so it's had quite a climb. 25% today. What are we doing for the 1 year? Well, it dropped 47, made its way up to $1.60 in January. Has dropped again. Its low this time around was 64 cents, and now we're almost up to $1 again. Shanghai-based online game operator, which had the exclusive license to operate and distribute World of Warcraft in China, and the license is secured after successfully adding WebZen Games distributor online. So they're a game company. Any news? Any news out of them? No actual news coming out of them. I don't know. I know nothing about them. I've never heard of them to this point. But what's their max? What have they been worth? At one time, this must have been, that's when WoW was at peak. $1,500 a share. Dang, son. That must have been like, we have WoW. Must have done splits and things since then. Be my guess. But, interesting. All right. Interesting. Daphne, how late am I this time? You're only half an hour late, Daphne. I am currently 45 minutes behind the chat. Brand, that volcano started erupting I talked about last show, Houston. Oh, the Hergenflurpenderber volcano? Sweet. Kevin Randon, Carvana, and IEP had good jumps today. Carvana was definitely gamma. They definitely had a gamma squeeze. They had options go in the money on Friday because it closed at 29 something. So my guess is they had a lot of options go in the money, and they're having gamma today. And I did not do anything about that, and I should have. Let me finish it today. Whew, finished up 16% today. Oh, man. Dang it. Well, should have done something about it. If they're still closing high this Friday, gamma next Monday. Squamps, hell yeah, methane. Fired up in the chat. Boys. Video brand. The live feeds of the Volcano are nice quality. Well, I gotta go take this. Stick it over here. Driffle Schriffenharbor. This is the live feed right now. That looks pretty foggy. You can see some rocks down here. But it is caked in weather. So, they have other camera angles from Driffle Sean. Driffle Sean. Oops. Oh well. Keep that going in my little background there. In case the clouds part and lava makes an appearance. Aaron Salentine, Houston, did you see finger motion today? Cross 528. They stopped fighting it. Does it mean they are desperate? Where do these guys get more money? I don't know. Well, I mean, it shot to 565. And after hour, where are we after hours? So it was done like 544 when I started the show. Brink. 546. So 546 with a few minutes left in after hours trading. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Okay. So I'm curious, like every single solitary hedge fund that shorted Finger is now underwater. Like there's not been a price for them to short that's above where it is right now. So what do? It's reaching all-time highs. What do you do? How do you get out of it? And if there's a whole bunch of call options that have gotten the money and people start exercising, and that's going to drive more buy pressure because a lot of those calls were sold naked. They got to make good on them. And then if the price goes up, they'll be gamma ramping for next round of options that don't trigger until 21st. But people start exercising them and buying more, and they start writing higher levels, and people start buying those options. Things will get really interesting there, Aaron. Interesting. Yeah. Stephen Latham, Houston. Whatever happened to the GME stock split in the form of dividend, which market makers just split? Aren't we supposed to get a resolution on that? You got me. If I were GME, I would definitely have had some lawyers contact the DCC and been like, hey, DTCC, sorry. Been like, hey, you guys announced that you do this as a stock split, as a forward split. It's not. It's a dividend. So where are our shares? We gave you our shares. Where are they? Did you distribute them? Or are you holding on to them? Like, let us know, because they're ours and you are supposed to be handling this. And I don't know if they ever sent a letter like that. Blows my mind. We're a year on and we've heard nothing. Aaron Salentine's hoping for big things. Stock at 526 right now. Finger motion. Pray tomorrow for a $5 move pre-market and for the big move to $100 and $200 ticking time bomb. Well, that'd be fantastic. I will definitely love to have price movement like that. That'd be fantastic. But here I sit and wait. Got till August 18th until my call options expire. So let's hope for something exciting to happen before then. Whisker Biscuit. Zyzol's main critique of their competitor Zyrtec is that their pills are too big to swallow, Thought I should share this. Blast me since you mentioned Zyrtec in the last show. Well, I don't actually have Zyrtec. I get this. Ugh. Costco's Kirkland brand Allertech. Why? Because if I go buy name brand Zyrtec or Zizal or whatever, it's like $1 a pill. 30 pills, get a month's worth, costs you $30. This is 365 of the exact same chemical component for $13. So for an entire year, I can pump myself full of antihistamine and be able to breathe. So Costco, 100%, just this alone pays for my Costco membership. Otherwise, I'd be spending $360 a year for allergy medicine, and I'm saving $47. So my $50 Costco membership pays for itself with just this right here. So, yeah, buy one of those a year. I'm not too sneezy or boogery or hivey or whatever. It's fantastic. That's what I do. It says compare to Zyrtec. So there you go. Whoops. Where am I? Kevin ran in Houston. Every time I think of something to type, you start talking about it. The IP comment was the third time. Here's this one. What am I thinking of right now? 69. Daphne's crystal balls out of the shop. I've had some pretty good crystal balls recently. Yeah. So, maybe it's fixed. Maybe whatever curse I had going on is finally broken. But it's all about destroying blackberries. That's probably the key. Is you go out in the yard, you murder some blackberries. I mean, I've got two sides of the property now murdered of blackberries. I've done one of the islands, the little bush islands with rhododendrons and crap. I'm doing the other. I got a third of the other little tree island out here done. So the Japanese maple's like, oh, I could be pretty again. And then I got attacked two more sides. But those are the brutal ones. The one side is like 50 feet deep. It's going to create a lot more space I got to mow. But at the same time, no more blackberries to deal with. And it'll look beautiful. Just look right into the forest and just see the forest, and I'll be able to see the deer a mile away. Soul monkey. Peter Brand, everyone has a reason why their animal's bigger than expected. My aunt had a pit bull that I thought was a miniature pug when I was young. Houston, on your show, can we actually see it on this channel? Several other announced talks you've had were not on this channel. Well, that's because I was being interviewed by somebody on their show, but it will be on this one. All the big guys on my channel here, and we'll talk about their lawsuit and what went wrong and who's to blame and yada yada yada. Oh, hey, lava made appearance. Clouds cleared. There you go. There we got ourselves a beautiful rift eruption happening. This is where land is split open, making what's called a curtain of fire. So the lava is now breaking out of that rift zone, and eventually the rift zone consolidates and it starts pumping out of like one cinder cone. But we still have the rift going right now. Excellent, gorgeous. I want to click on it like Google Earth and move it around. But there we go. I can't tell the scale from here, how far away that is, but that's, judging from this stuff coming up off the edge of the lava flow, we're probably getting to several stories. That's probably 40, 50 feet high, how big those bursts are coming out of the curtain of fire there. So I'm not sure where it will consolidate, because that's pretty long. That looks like maybe a quarter mile or so, that rift. So it can consolidate anywhere along there and form a cinder cone, which the lava will eventually Are you gonna go say hi? You guys can go say hi. Sorry, someone just got home. The animals are all Paying attention. Neat. There we go. Okay. Yeah, go say hi, fat boy. Stephen Latham. We may just need one stock to go bonkers, start domino effect in MOS. I mean, think about it. One stock goes bonkers. Looking at several 100,000 to 1 million people all of a sudden have a whole bunch of money that they can dump into other stocks. So if it doesn't trigger like across the board right at the beginning, kind of the way that January 21 was happening, then, you know, okay, give me several $100,000 and everyone else in the play several $100,000. What are we going to do? We're going to dump it into more meme stocks, right? Causing those to pop. So it's going to trigger one way or the other. That's the way I see it. J-Dog, J-Rod in Home Run Derby tonight. He was in Home Run Derby last year. He did okay last year. He got second place, I think, last year, didn't he? Aaron Saltine, last 7 trading days have all been green days for finger emotion. Tomorrow, day 8. Cross them fingers. Knock on wood. Peter Brand, buy our desert land and nothing is flat. There's no water, no services, no road, and it's illegal to alter the land. Sweet. But you know what? You owned it. Chris Taylor, how about Nasser getting the shank? Oh, yeah, Larry Nasser, the former doctor for the U.S. Women's Olympic team, apparently got shanked in prison. So do you think that was purposeful? I don't think the warden was like, oops, I didn't expect that to happen. I mean, pedophiles in prison usually don't do well, and I'm kind of surprised he's lasted this long. You know. Oh no. Anyway, the buy shop. Check your subreddit. I posted an AI generation of Chalupa Batman. What? It's right there, right at the front. First thing that pops up. All right, these are funny. Oh, fat man. Oh, Chalupa, where are you? I gotta make fun of you. These are great. I should send this. Share that. Copy link. All right, I gotta send this to somebody. I gotta click on that one, and then click on uno momento, por favor. Okay, not you, 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 not you. That one. There we go. Bam, bam, bam. Okay, he'll enjoy that. Scott's getting the Chalupa Batman. All right. Oops. That first one, I think, might be my favorite. This one. That one's pretty good. That one is like cosplaying Batman. But steroid kitty. Okay. Houston has gold fever. Gold fever. Houston, have you seen Ballad of Buster Scruggs? There's a story there, 1 of 6 about gold miner. Thought of you. Yeah, that's the one with what's his butt? Scraggly voice guy. Tom Waits. It's a decent story. Not, I mean, similar to how you would pinpoint where gold ore would be coming from. Fairly accurate. Fairly accurate. And, you know, just desserts at the end for the poacher. So, you know, I enjoyed it. It was a very good story. BB Brand, Houston's goal with 800K is do nothing, get paid for it. Pretty much. Yeah. Garnet Ogre on the option chain, and you want to buy a put, and on the put side, it says bullish and bearish. Can you explain what the difference is? I mean, if you're bullish, it means you think the stock's going to go up. If you're bearish, you think the stock is going to go down. So that is what it means. Like if you're buying a put that's significantly lower than the current price, you're extremely bearish on the stock. If you're buying a put that's above the current price, I don't know why you do that. But unless you're somebody who needs to close out the put contracts, you have to pay on it because you think this price is going to go up, I guess. That's why. Okay. BTB brand strikes in August, go at least 2 months out. After that, Houston goes to 2 weeks. Oh, no, I'm just showing what the weeklies are priced at right now because if the strike happens August 1st, I'm going to buy my options on July 28th. And I'll probably buy weeklies, a good chunk of weeklies, and I'll probably buy a couple for a few weeks after that. Then just looking at the prices are right now. So if you want to buy, if say the strike were to happen next Monday, you wanted to buy options right now, that the price would be looking at July 21st. So that's why I was looking at those prices, just to kind of speculate what I'd be paying come July 28th when I want to buy weeklies on UPS. Lunch friend, sounds like I'm going to get an all expense paid vacate the island and meet you with Batman and Monkey Butt. Heck yeah. Seriously, I know your friend. If you know the strike's going to continue, basically get UPS to pay you via put contracts. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. But that's what I would do. That's as insider information as you'll ever get to play with right there as a layman. Robert Hurt, speaking of BBBYQ, at what point does the options chain come back into play? My guess is when they get listed on an exchange again. Not the OTC, but they get invited back to NASDAQ or something. That's probably where. Aaron Soundling, Houston, all you need is $1 million to live a decent life. $1 million to IEP stock. You sit back, make 227% a year on that. Around $250,000 a year. I'm okay with that. Me too. I'd be pretty okay with that. It's way more than I make now. I can live very comfortably. I can have lots of shit boxes in the driveway for that amount of money. And travel. So why wouldn't I do that? I don't need to have the Earth Roamer. I can just get an old Toyota Sunrider, throw 15 grand to four-wheel drive it, and put in a solar panel and a battery bank. We're good to go. Avocado, sorry if you've already answered. Are you going to watch the auroras? Seems like a good camping opportunity. We have another solar storm coming. Space Weather Prediction Center doesn't look that active at the moment. Can't see that. It's too small. Density scale. Looks like for me, I've got to get to like northern BC, maybe Yukon territory to like start seeing anything. It's not that active at the moment. Although, looks like they're having some activity along the Appalachians. So if you're altitude in the Appalachians, maybe you'll get some solar activity right now. Get some auroras. But what's aurora forecast? Looks like most of it's going to be over Greenland, Iceland. So if you're in Iceland right now, you're going to get beautiful stuff. So if anyone's in Iceland, I want you to get aurora. Well, you can have like 2 minutes of dusk this time of year in Iceland. But I want you to get an aurora combined with a lava flow if you can. Get that picture going. Make that the background to your Windows screen, and you're good to go. Yeah. Okay. Oh, Amber Fireright is now a problem solver. Welcome to the green team. They're Amber Fireright. And yeah, I always forget to do this stuff. Please join. Feel free to join as a member of the Houston Have a Problem team. Help fund all the time I spend reading the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of direct messages I get a day and go through them all. And I mean, granted, you do pour a lot of information in my brain, but it's very time consuming. A lot of my day is spent reading, and I appreciate everybody who joins as a member. Everyone is super chats, all great ways to, keep Houston Monkey and Chalupa fed while he reads constantly for you folks. Okay. Robert Hurt, I've seen people make a $20,000 bet on Alabama to make $100. Yeah. What was the bet? There was a bet I think like Drake or someone did during the Super Bowl. What was it? It was some weird side bet where Drake spent like $1 million on a bet. And had he won, he would have won $20,000. And had he lost, he would have lost like $1 million. Like, that's a terrible bet, dude. Don't do that. Something, doing nothing. Nice. Doing nothing's great. LPB, do you think Finger could merge with Miaz? Not a clue. Not one clue in the entire world. I don't know. I see a stock called Miaz. So, no? I don't know what Miaz is. Not a clue there, LPB. Robert Hurt, baseball question. Have you seen The Battered Bastards of Baseball, and did you ever consider trying out for something like that, especially since it was in Portland? Battered Bastards of Baseball is a fantastic documentary. So, if I remember correctly, Kurt Russell paid for them. I think like his dad owned the team. Is that what it was? So he played for them, and they're a goofy ass team, minor leaguers. They're sort of like Harlem Globetrotters ish. I would say they're definitely an inspiration for the Savannah Bananas. Which if you guys have seen Savannah Banana videos and Banana Ball, it is hilarious, and I would love to go see them sometime. Just so funny. So would I play for them? Heck yeah. I would totally. There weren't really any teams like that though when I was playing. I did try out for, was it the Isotopes, the Tri-Cities Isotopes or Richmond Isotopes, whatever they call themselves. They're an independent team that played minor league ball. Can't remember what level, maybe AA, AAA, somewhere in there. There's a couple of independent teams out there that don't have affiliations with major league teams, and there'll be like a lot of guys that probably should be playing major league ball. They come off injuries during their free agency season. So like, you guys remember who Bucky Jacobson is? Bucky Jacobson was just like a Paul Bunyan of a man. He was crushing records in AAA for the Mariners in Tacoma. And they called up for a cup of coffee where he just stroked the ball like nobody's business and then tore his ACL. So he played, 50 games, hit 9 home runs. He's 30 years old. He's just a huge, giant guy from Hermiston, Oregon. And we were like, holy crap, this is the first baseman of the future, this 30-year-old dude who's just hammers everything. Well, he was on the last year of his contract, and he got injured. So the Mariners were like, well, he's got a year until he can play again, so we're not going to tender him a contract. And he ended up signing with getting surgery and then signing with some East Coast independent league team where he still hit like 350 and a whole bunch of home runs, and no one in Major Leagues ever cared again. But man, Bucky Jacobson was good. It was so good. But there was a lot of dudes. There's guys like was it not Ruben Sierra? Was it Ruben Sierra? No. The other guy from the Rangers back in the day. What's that dude's name? That played until he was like 900 years old. Oh crap. Rangers. Now his name not. It'll pop up if I do oldest position players. Okay. Jamie Moore pitcher. Julio Franco. That's who I'm thinking of. Julio Franco played until he was 49 years old. And then he still played minor league ball for like years after that. Because he was like, no, I still got stuff to play in the major leagues. And he played with a bunch of minor league teams and bounced around. And I think now he may coach now. But the dude was 49, almost 50 years old. Live, fast, could still run. Absolutely, which is awesome. So, yeah, he went and played Japan for a little bit and came back during the Major League strike, and they came back. And yeah, 2001, Franco was 43 years old, had one Major League at bat previous 3 seasons, despite lengthy absence. The Atlanta Braves are seeing success in the Mexican League. So yeah, played in Mexico, came back, went back to the Mexican League in 2008. Was playing there. We announced his retirement finally, and then became manager of some teams for the Mets in the minor leagues. Yeah. So, you know. Oh crap! Return to baseball. So, 2014, he signed with the Fort Worth Cats of the United Baseball League. Went 6 for 27 in 7 games. That's pretty good. February 15, Ishikawa Million Stars, Professional Japanese Independent Baseball League, announced that Franco had been signed to a player-manager deal for 2015 season. Franco said he did not think he would appear often as a player, but 14 games in the season, Franco played in 10 games, owing to an injury of a key player. So Franco was coaching, part of the coaching staff for the Lot Giants in the Korean Baseball League, and then returned to the Mexican League and was named hitting coach of the Aceros Monclova. So he was still playing until 2015 at age, he had been 50, so 50, 49, 46 years old. No, 56 years old. So he's still playing pro ball. Awesome. Fantastic. Yeah. So there you go. Oops. That's what I meant to do. Julio Franco. That's who I was thinking. Julio Franco. Okay. Peter Doka, have you spoken about Finger up to almost 3%? Oh, yeah, I talked about Finger. We, of course, talked about Finger. That's for sure. Dang it. Quit resetting on me, man. Chris Taylor, FBO, Dog Treat Fund, and Cat Drugs Fund. Thank you. Well, speaking of cat drugs, is Kitty back yet? Hey, Kitty. Do what we have here? I know you cut a hole in this thing, but there is a lot of drugs about to pour out of this thing. Oh, kitty cat. Not for you, monkey. I'm doing lines for the cat here, because that's where it's at, apparently. Do you smell that, kitty? You smell those drugs? I'm going to close this thing, even though you poked holes in it. Oh, let's go like that. Let's take this, right? I'm going to roll it up, and you're going to smoke it, kitty. Oh, yeah, look at that. Oh, hell yeah. Watch him go nuts. Do lines, cat. There it is. Yeah. Yeah. He's spreading it around there. Let's get him stoned, right, monkey? Oh, do you want your own? We're on to the Mystery Michael bag. Michael Mystery? Mystery Michael? Yes. All the way from Hawaii. You're from Hawaii. Yes, you are. You're a Hawaii dog. Alright. Come on up here. Come on. Come on. It's fan-funded. Oh, yes, chew that up. And get into the Jaws cam. Dun-dun. Dun-dun. There it is. Okay. Got 14 minutes left, monkey. Enjoy that. Cat, you do all those drugs? Huh? Are you stoned out of your mind? Are you high? Oh, yeah, roll around in it. Get it all, bud. Oh, yeah. Look at that drug habit over there. Lay down on that piece of paper. Just absorb as much as you can, kitty. That's your drugs. I feel like I just need to make it the Super Batman show. Kitty gets high. Okay. Where was I? Oh, I'm so far behind. Oh my goodness. Okay, there we go. Okay. That's where we're. Peter Doka, 977% short. Target above 1,000 a share. That'd be great. I have 10 call options. That's what I could afford. And $1,000 a share. That's $1 million. Isn't that cool, monkey? Take $1 million. Put that into UPS puts when they go on strike and nom 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 nom. That's fuck you money. That's what that would be, monkey. Right? You'd be okay with that. I'd be okay with that. We would have the best road trips known to man. Martin Weiss, hey, you're up late. Fantastic. Welcome. How's Switzerland? Daniel Bernard, looks like Overstock NFT application was submitted 5/16. Shinola Brandon histamine. Factotum delinda est. If it's FDA approved, generic should be fine. It's the supplement mixes that suck. Yes, it's FDA approved. This is generic. FDA, you name it. This is the stuff. Yeah. This is seriously save you some dough. Aaron Sounding, finger motion more likely could be the next VW. Short interest is over 900%. The insiders are quietly buying the float. Source from Ham Short Killer reached $209. Do not sell it. Have save some shares. We will reach. I mean, I'm okay with any and all prices at that point. If insiders are buying, it seems bullish. Yeah. Robert Hurt, I get the $5 chickens all the time at Costco. Feeds me and all three of my dogs in one meal. Yeah, the $5 chickens and the $1.50 hot dog and drink, that also is totally worth the Costco membership. I just wish there was a Costco closer to me than like the 40-minute drive away that it is. Factotum delinda isn't it fissure eruption? Same thing. Yeah, it's fissure eruption. It's you get a fault zone, splits open, fissure forms, and you get a curtain of fire that happens as the lava erupts out of that line that's happening. It's broken open. It's still going. We can look at it. There it is. Still going. This looks like the big burbly part right there. So that might be where we'll see a cinder cone form if that's the most active spot. It'll be harder for the fissure to seal there. So we might see some sealing happen up here. Maybe some sealing happen down here as it seals up. And then this will become the new cinder cone. So, neat. Robert Hurt, I know that I can't buy hens and cook them on rotisserie for that price. Yeah, $5 for rotisserie. And there's certain things that Costco sells at a loss, just simply because like this is the price we're going to make it, so that you buy a membership and join our company. And the founder of Costco, there's a new CEO came in and he basically told him like, hey, if you ever raise the price of the hot dog, I'm going to kill you. So don't. And the CEO's like, all right. And a few years ago, that's been 2000, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago, there was a shareholders meeting. And Costco makes most of their profit off of memberships. Like, that's the entire point. You join, they make the money off the membership, and they can just sell you stuff basically at cost, maybe slight raise in price. And that's the whole point. And some investors were like, hey, we want you to like cut wages, raise prices, do all this stuff, take away benefits. And the CEO is like, if that's the way you feel, we'll just take the company private again and you won't own the stock anymore. And that's the type of opposite of private equity assholeness that I would like in my companies. Red-Eyed Jedi, Houston, why all the secret cloak and dagger moves RC and BBBYQ? Can you not just say he's interested in the company? Thanks, cash live later. I think he just has to keep his mouth shut for a lot of stuff. A, for element of surprise. B, to avoid manipulation. You don't want to be seen manipulating. So he just mumbles a word. He might post some real esoteric stuff that we have to like try and decipher what he really means. When sometimes I don't think he really means anything. Sometimes I think he's just, this is funny, so I'm posting it. But that seems to be what he's doing. Excuse me, man, monkey, waking up early, shoveling things, not my bag. Stonk Cobain. It took ICANN just 3 months to respond to short sellers and research. What do you think RC has planned specifically for the short sellers for GME, apart from his cryptic tweets? I think he's going to offer a dividend. Now, when that will be, I have no idea, but probably within the next year, maybe by Q4, he'll start announce, hey, we're gonna have a dividend. Might be $1 per share, whatever. But a dividend in there, and that alone may be enough to just vaporize shorts, because you can't short a company that's making people money. That's just stupid. So my guess is that he's going to offer a cash dividend coming up, and that will like seal the deal that the shorts are forever screwed on GameStop. Aaron Salentine, new stats, 3,500 more calls are purchased today, 256 puts on finger motion. Let that set in, Houston. The stocks in this play are screwed. Why do they keep selling new calls naked? They're making it. But the fact that there's so few puts that have been sold on finger is really, really weird. Because normally, if big institutions are involved, they'll split the difference. They'll be like, oh, I'll buy one on this side, one on that side, and then one will win and we'll make money off of it, every small amount. But they're not doing that. Yeah. They're not doing that at all. Longtime big finger holder will be dumping profits in GTII. That's what I figure, is that, dumping GTII, Alpine has to do forced buyback on that. Stock on that goes to $500 a share. Everyone just makes a killing. Cat Arc reminds me of Botero. It's probably where they got inspired for that from. People talking about finger, putting money in there. Okay, we scroll past this. Seamen, if someone already asked, just ignore. But should we chase Mullen? I'm not gonna bother with Mullen ever. The problem is that shorts go after good companies and destroy them. But sometimes shorts go after companies that should be destroyed, and I think Mullen is one of them. I don't think they have anything viable. I don't think they're going to make any money. I don't think they're going to get their hands on enough computer chips to make a car. I think they'll run out of cash before anything. They announced a $25 million stock buyback. Cool. Dog gets trees, cactus, drugs for the world. Are you good, kitty? Are you on top of your drugs? Are you protecting them? Are you full of drugs? Are you drugged out? Are you high? Are you a squishy little high cat? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, drugs are awesome. Mount St. Funk, will the Braves be a top 10 all-time team if Freed comes back healthy? They're pretty damn good as it is. Man. Yeah. They could be up there. They're putting it together. They've definitely put it together. Okay, I got 3 minutes left. Let's see here. Mount St. Funk, don't forget Omar's Big Scale. He paid to age 45. Omar, man. I wish he could have stayed a Mariner, but we had Alex Rodriguez back then, so we got rid of him. And Alex Rodriguez just stabbed us in the back. And fuck that guy. He's a real piece of work. Just cluster B personality disorder in Alex Rodriguez. I don't think he's that bright. I think he's kind of dumb. And just, I don't know. Just needle in the butt. Hit more home runs than you already were. I mean, just imagine what a hero Alex Rodriguez would be if A, he never left Seattle, and B, he never took steroids. If he just kept being a shortstop, hitting 35, 40 homers a year without the aid of drugs, taking the Mariners to playoff after playoff after playoff, he would go down as one of the most cherished players of all time. But no, he went to Texas, drained every penny that team had, played on some of the worst teams in baseball history as a result of that, and then stuck needle in his butt. Yeah. Robert Hurt, Satchel Paige played into his 70s. He did play minor league ball into the 1970s, and he would have been, they don't quite know exactly when he was born, but they estimate around 1906. So if it's 1977, he's still pitching minor league baseball. He's 71 years old. I would have loved to see Major League Baseball stats of a 20-something Satchel Paige. Like, the numbers he put up in the Negro Leagues were just inhuman. And I would have loved to know what a season would have been like with that dude playing Major League Baseball. Just striking out Whitey one after another. He would put up numbers that Ty Cobb or that Cy Young never could have matched. Just amazing. Adalberto. In case BBYQ squeezes, how high do you think it can reach, realistic speaking? There's a lot of shares, so 700 and whatever million shares. I'm pretty sure when all's said and done that the debtors will come out with like 300 million of them or more. So that would be afloat somewhere around 400 million shares. If we're looking good, tens of dollars if it squeezes. I'd be happy with that. Going from 20 something cents to 20, 30, $40. I'd be okay with that. Oh, you can do some drugs too, monkey? Is that what you're doing? Okay. Robert Manson, Julio Franco played with the Indians from 83 to 88 and again 95, 97. We love him. Julio Franco is just great. Yeah. Okay, well, I gotta go. So Wednesday we'll have a show with the fellas who are suing B-Big. And I'm not sure how long the interview will last. Maybe it'll be like an hour, somewhere around there, and we'll just do an hour regular show after that. Hopefully something weird happens between now and then with Finger and things like and whatnot. But yeah, let the cat come down from his high. Let the dog outside for a whiz, and I gotta go pay some bills. That.